welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest pick a card video called How Can You Stop Attracting Narcissists? It is the first in my pick a card series on narcissists and narcissistic abuse found under the playlist on this channel called Recovery and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. So you just find that by looking at the playlist section and then looking for Recovery and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. I will be releasing another video plus many others, and the next video I will be releasing is called Healing from Narcissistic Abuse, but I will be releasing many other videos under this particular playlist. So narcissists are very destructive, but sometimes we carry within us emotional and energetic patterns which unfortunately attract these dark triad nightmares to us. This pick a card reading aims to address within a particular person the particular pattern which could be attracting narcissists. So ask yourself the question, how can you stop attracting narcissists into your life? Then gaze at the three piles. So we've got the purple pile, which is pile number 1, the green pile, which is pile number 2, and the red pile, which is pile number 3. So make your selection and let's get started with pile number 1. Alright, hello pile number 1, the purple flashlight pile. Let's see what cards we get for how can you stop attracting narcissists in your life? How can you address the patterns that could be within you that are attracting narcissists into your life? Alright, let's see. We've got the Six of Cups, interesting. Oh, the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, interesting, lots of kind of emotionality so far. And then we've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the interesting, the Page of Cups again, that's very significant. So in my readings, I combine two decks of cards. So it's, what can happen is sometimes a card, and then we've got the Nine of Cups, so two cards can show up in a particular reading. So when it does that, that very much shows me that something is very, and then the Knight of Cups, interesting, so lots of cup. So Knight of Cups in reverse. So let me see, we've got 7 cards for this particular reading, and let's make sure that they're in the frame. I think there, yeah, you can see the Knight of Cups there, the very edge card. Okay, make sure they're all in the frame so you can see what cards we're talking about. And alright, so I see that there's a lot of different emotional themes going on here, and it's very significant that the Page of Cups has 2 Page of Cups have showed up in this reading. That's very significant, and we'll get to that. But the first card I'm getting is the Six of Cups, and what I immediately got from that some of the people who picked this pile, some of the issues why they're attracting narcissists unfortunately into their life is because it's like they're almost trying to recapture something from childhood. That's what I got. Like they're trying to, or you're trying to, some of you picked this pile are trying to almost like create a different ending in your life by getting involved, not intentionally, but getting involved with these sorts. So, and it's interesting too because we got the Page of Cups, 2 Page of Cups, and then we've got, this is like sort of, it's oftentimes like it can be childhood memories, revisiting the past, right? Six of Cups is about it. Now they could be positive memories, they could be negative memories, it could be somebody from your past, but it's very much like a childhood. I think when it's negatively aspected, I think of it as the childhood trauma card. And when I'm getting this for this particular reading is that you're trying to, part of your psyche hasn't worked out something that wants to recapture something from childhood, like you didn't. And we've got the Five of Pentacles right next door to the Six of Cups. It's like you had and then the Page of Cups, which is, like I said, showed up twice, so we'll get to that. But it's sort of like you felt very much out of the cold, like very much. The Five of Pentacles, it's like sort of a card of poverty it could be the pentacle, because it can be poverty, but it's oftentimes it's one of like just a lack of emotional support. Like, you look at them, someone's left out in the cold. They feel that they're just their needs are not met. You see somebody like hobbling along, and they feel. So that's what I keep on getting. I get that you're trying to. It's part of your mind keeps on trying to replay something, and that's why you've attracted some narcissists into your life. And they've got the Page of Cups as well. So, and then what I see with the Two of Pentacles in between the Page of Cups, you see the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups here, two different renditions of the Page of Cups. It's like your mind, like why you came to this reading, is like your mind is really trying to balance it out, though. You really want to resolve, like the pages are a child card, so you're really trying to resolve this childhood issue. Like you want to have abundance. You want to have, Nine of Cups is the full abundance card right here. And we've got the Knight of Cups here in reverse, and that presents a problem, because, and I hear that the Knight of Cups is here for several different reasons, because I hear it's sort of love gone. I think of this card of, it's not good when it's reversed, right? Upright, it's like somebody delivering love in a well-intentioned way, but reversed, it's like, I sometimes think of it as like a smiling liar card, but I hear it could be like an emotional manipulator, somebody you keep on, like you want to get to your Nine of Cups, but people, this is what I hear, people, friends, partners, whatever, keep on delivering tainted love to you, and you don't know how to get out of this thing happening. It's like you're desperately trying to resolve this. As I see with the Two of Pentacles and reverse, like your mind is definitely definitely trying to resolve this issue from childhood. And I'm going to pull some cards as to how you can resolve this, as you can stop, attracting these Knight of Cups characters, because the Knight of Cups in reverse is not a good character. It's like he delivers poisoned love, right? Like he can be a love scammer. He can be a smiling liar, somebody who delivers a bad form of love, so to speak. And it's like he's kind of like hemming in all these characters. Like you want to move forward, but it's like I see him almost as hemming this in. We want to remove him, or make him upright. That's the ideal that we want to do. So let's see. I'm going to pull some cards. How can you resolve this sort of, and then, we want the Two of Pentacles upside down, or the right side up, right? Because we want this Page of Cups issue and this Six of Cups issue from your childhood that keeps on being on repeat, attracting these bad characters into your life. And I heard that the three from the bottom would help. Okay, interesting. So Seven of Swords. So I got three cards from the bottom would help. So I've got Seven of Swords, interesting, Nine of Swords, and Knight of Wands. Let's see, what do I get from that? So it's like, we have a Seven of Swords, which is the Thief card, right? You can see somebody's thieving away, and it's like, okay, what can I get from this? It's like, to stop people thieving from you, I hear you've got to stop. Now, just different things I get here, but I hear is you've got to stop trying to do everything on your own. And I know that can sound counterintuitive, because there's a part of you that's like, well, I want to do I want to do things on my own, because I keep on, attracting these bad characters. It's like I see you just. It's like you want to depend on people, but then you attract these people that are bad into your life, so you start really doing things on your own, but then it just creates a sort of frustration within you. So I hear that what you need to do is, let's see, not believe that everyone is thieves, even though you've encountered many thieving people, I hear. And you just feel, I hear with the Nine of wands in reverse, you feel very frustrated by this pattern. Like you find untrustworthy people, so you kind of go out on the own. You just kind of run away from people, and then because you feel like, yeah, in some cases people thieve from you. Narcissists sort of thieve from you from very, and it could be actual money, but it's more emotional thieving, right? That's something very much that can happen for with narcissists when they come into our life. So it's like you have this sort of frustration here, and then you you kind of go out alone, but then it's sort of this loop. Like you wanna so it's under the two of, it's like you desperately want to move beyond this pattern, but it's sort of like you feel trapped and frustrated. Now let's see if I can get some cards. I got 5 from the bottom, 3, 4, 5, and then I also got um that's an interesting card. I got 3 from the bottom, or yeah, 3 from the, here we go. We've got, see, let's see, I've got messenger and pleasure seekers, and this is interesting. We've got this: to be sure of the road, close your eyes and walk in the dark. That's an interesting card to get. I haven't quite got that card yet in any of my readings, but to be sure of the road, close your eyes and walk in the dark. Interesting. So I get that. Okay, as I'm getting the image, I'm trying to form this in the best words possible, but I see that you're okay. I see this image of you going like almost, you know how a stream goes in a particular direction, and um, you keep on, like it makes it wears down the side of the stream. The water goes over and over and over, and that's what I see. Like you keep on getting into this stream, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. There's sort of this rut in your brain that it gets deeper. And I hear, to remove the rut, you need to close your eyes, see things in a different way, and choose a completely different path. I hear, and then that's sort of the message I get with messenger, and I see with pleasure seekers, I see there's almost like this energy of yourself of like affliction that happens again and again and again. It's like this affliction, and it sort of like gets into this, like I said, a stream, like going down the water, like the water wearing it down, and it gets stuck, and it's hard for the stream to go in a different direction. But to go in a different direction, you have to, and I heard, unabashedly seek out happiness, and just unabashedly, you've almost got to, and I heard the word 7 days, like you've almost got to focus on this pattern for, and this is what I heard, like spend about an hour or two focusing on this mental pattern for about 2 hours each day for 7 days. Yep, 7 or 8 days. I heard 7 to 11 days. I heard something like that, and then just write out about it, and write. You can either, no, they say some people won't like writing. The people who like writing can do it this way, by writing it out about it. And then there's other people who would prefer to spend time visualizing it. And I see just visualizing the path of your brain going, just totally resolving itself and going in a different direction. And it's like you have to visualize yourself almost. Saw this image of, the stream I spoke of earlier, of going in a certain direction. It's like you almost have to get away from the banks and walk 20 steps away from the river into a totally different location. So that's what I hear, just totally different location for about 7 to 11 days, either writing down with the pattern, if that works for you, and then for the other people, just maybe sit down for an hour or two and just put yourself in a relaxed state and ask your guides to help, like maybe communicate with you, because I hear with the purple flashlight, a lot of you that pick this power are quite spiritually connected. Put yourself in a calm state and maybe get down or write down, if you want, the images that come to you, and I hear they will show you a new way. Your spirit guides will show you a new way through which you don't have to you don't have to constantly feel out in the cold, I hear, because both of these cards here, we've got the Five of Wands, or Five of Pentacles here, it's sort of an out in the cold card, and this particular Nine of Swords, this rendition of it, of the Nine of Swords, is her kind of being out in the cold. So it's sort of like you need to release that feeling and acknowledge, yes, you felt that feeling a lot, but despite feeling a lot to the point where it's created a, you know, like, you know, what do you call it, like a groove, that's the word, from, you know, when water wears down a groove, you can absolutely get out of this groove by stepping away from it and just walking completely somewhere else. Like here, and I'm showing this card, walk something completely else in your mind, walk somewhere completely else, somewhere completely else, somewhere else with your mind, and I see you just need to have that shift in your mind, and you will, they just the narcissist will stop being a part of your life because you've shifted it so much. Now, yeah, I keep on hearing 8 to 11 days, just a healing session with your guides every day and writing it down. And but yeah, I hear just walking away from that, and believing that not all people will thieve from you. Not getting to this rut of cynicism, which is very easy to do, but it's like I see you just um, like getting out of this rut and cynicism and walking somewhere completely different in your mind. So that's all I got for pile number one. Um, I hope that is of help to you on your journey to attract better people into your life. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, and good luck on your life journey. All right, now we've got pile number two, which is, let me put these cards away. So, um, so how can you stop attracting? How can you stop attracting narcissists into your life? So we've got the second pile, which is the purple flashlight pile, pile number two. All right, let's see. Okay, we've got, we've got the five of, oh, interesting, the Five of Pentacles showed up in the other reading as well too. That's interesting. The Hierophant in reverse, the Sun, interesting, and we've got the High Priestess, interesting, because the High Priestess and the Hierophant are kind of both spiritual cards, but they've got, this is more the organized religion spiritual card. This is more the you know, like searching within yourself type card. And then 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. So that's very interesting because we've got the Sun in the center of the two, the High Priestess card, which is like a more, you know, intuitive, like tarot type readings. Like it's very much to do with that, like esoteric, you know, psychic energies, where the Hierophant is more traditional structures. Okay, so let's see, and then we've got the Five of Pentacles here. So what I get first is that your goal is to get to the Sun. That's the energy you really want to get to. But how you get there is your choice. That's what I hear. And in regards to your journey of no longer attracting narcissists into your life and learning what patterns are within you that are attracting narcissists, it feels like this has to do with like a lot of oppressive part of you. And I heard that not for everyone who's picked this pile, but for some, it's sort of like this oppressive spiritual, like I hear you've attracted a lot of oppressive spiritual, like arrogant narcissists in your life. And I hear that you almost feel comfortable with this. It could be very much something that you've experienced, you know, in childhood. Like, oh, like so many patterns of that we've experienced are, um, or from, childhood. But so you could have had a religious upbringing, and if not, it's like a very oppressive. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. Oppressive. You were very oppressed, like oppressed by the people around you, and it's like there's a part of you that's comfortable with oppressive, sort of overt type narcissists that have power and control. And I hear that you can get to the sun without having these types of people around you. I hear that you can get the sun without having these oppressive spiritual people around you. And I hear that the way to stop attracting narcissists is to fully embrace your form of spirituality, because the high priestess is, well, I would argue, I mean, I feel personally more comfortable with the high priestess than the hierophant. I mean, because the hierophant is very much like, entrenched structures, oppressive. Many people feel it has a very oppressive undertones, and I see that to like, it's sort of a shift away from having this kind of oppressive religious know-it-all dogmatic. That's very much the word that comes to mind. Dogmatic, overt. Like, I hear that maybe you've had one or two very overt narcissists that they're not afraid to tell you they're or not even religious. It could be religious, but more like, this is the way things are. And it's like, sort of, it gave you, this is what I'm hearing, is that in some level, attracting these kind of narcissists, it gave you a sense of comfort. It could do something with your childhood, but it could also be just giving you a sense of comfort. But you never felt fully yourself. It's like you never felt fully yourself with these types of people. You feel like out in the cold, right? The Five of Pentacles is kind of an out in the cold type card. You don't feel you don't feel uncomfortable with these people, and yet you feel a comfortableness. And I hear that you need to find, and it's like you're on the edge of this spiritual journey. Although some have fully gone into the spiritual world, but some are kind of on the edge right now. And I see that the way that you can get away from this is to fully go into the spiritual world. And I hear that if you do that, if you embrace that side of yourself, the high priestess, you'll attract people. Instead of they're constrictive, narcissistic, oppressive, you'll attract people that are very freeing. That's what I see. You'll attract people who are very freeing and that make you feel like the sun. Like, I hear the goal is to get to the sun, because the sun is just like, all encompassing, sort of bright energy, bright, like loving sunshine. But you've not felt you're very good with these kind of people. You felt oppressed. It's sort of a comfortable oppression, I would call it. Like, sort of a comfortable oppression. But I see that when you go into this spiritual world, and I'm hearing, like, yes, like, sometimes the thing is with the spiritual community, yes, there are narcissists in the spiritual community. That's very much a thing. Like, spiritual narcissists, like that kind of energy of the high priestess, the tarot reading spiritual world, if you will. They can definitely have narcissists, but I hear for you, it's very much about getting away from this oppressive structure into something more freeing. And I hear that you will, like, delving into this world, you will find more freeing people. I hear you may even find a mate, or friends, relationship, friendships, and even I hear for somebody who's more free than you've ever felt. Somebody freeing, because it's like you really want to leave behind this oppressive energy. And then, yeah, like, and I'm hearing, yeah, I just see you're attracting more lighthearted people into your life. Lighthearted, freeing. That's the word. Like, you really want to go into the direction of free. I just keep on getting the word freedom, freedom, freedom. And then let's see, I got 5 from the top, 3, 4, 5, and there's another one too. Oh, shine your light. And that's what I hear. And there's a couple more, but we'll stick with this card for now. Shine your light. I'm hearing that when you shine your light, which is interesting because we got the sun here, light, sun, shine, light. We've got these two very similar. See that right here. Like, it's just like I just see you going into a more light, bright, not oppressed, like, just freeing energy. Freeing, just freeing. Free, 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 free. I keep on hearing the word free just pounded into my head over and over. And and then I've got some more cards here. See what other energy. So by shining your light, going into these more spiritual locations, shining your light, I just see it being a. And then let's see. Ask with sincerity. Interesting. So it's like, what I get from that is not that you're not asking with sincerity, but that you have to be clear. It's sort of like a clarifying process of, okay, what do you truly feel comfortable with? Like, it's like, kind of, are you able to go within, change those emotional patterns, and be comfortable with a totally new, different type of person? And I hear, yes, you can. You're on the edge, or you may even be over the edge in a good way right now. Like, you may be you may be at the edge of being able to attract these kinds of people, and attracting them very easily, I hear. And then there's a sense of completion. And okay, and this is what an interesting I get. I'm gonna get some more cards from this deck too. But what I'm getting with these two cards at the end is that they're both tens, right? We've got the Ten of Cups upright and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a sense of, this is the completion here that you want. You want the cups. You don't want the Pentacles. And what I get with that is that you see this card right here. This is your ideal situation that you're shooting for with the Sun. Like, you want that sense. Like, if you look at this card, it's a very freeing card. You see that person there, and there's a free child there, right? It's like very free. And I hear that you don't want the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, because the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles can very much, it can be about family, old family, money, but it can be about oppressive family structures, especially in reverse. So it's like you really want to get away from that energy of oppressive family structures. Like, you don't want this, but you do want this, I hear. You want the light, free energy, and not the oppressive energy. You no longer want, and I hear also with the oppressive energy, it's like, it's people that just don't get you. They're not, it's kind of a murky energy. They're not really on your wavelength, they're not really on your wavelength, if you will, you know what I mean? And let's see, and I got seven on the top or bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it might be from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I also got look forward. Look forward. So it's like, it's very much, but I hear it to look forward, which is the energy that you want to have. It does require you to dismantle these kind of, oppressive family structures that are almost in your brain. But I hear you're kind of on the precipice of that, because you reckon, most of you are here, 85% of you kind of recognize it now. So you've kind of done the bedwork of it. You understand that the oppressive energy is not what you want, but it's a matter of just delving into that spiritual aspect of yourself, which will open up the doors for new people, those kind of connections, and not like just, freeing. I keep on hearing the word free, and looking forward I hear too. But sometimes to look forward, we do have to look back, right? I hear, but look back in a way that's, that's healthy. You don't want to get stuck there. You want to look back. You want to look back if that's necessary. You want to, see why you attract these oppressive energies, but you also want to look forward. And then I keep on getting it with the High Priestess, that spiritual aspect could be for a lot of you a very strong avenue into both moving forward and attracting the type of people. And I hear, there are spiritual narcissists, but nowadays there's like in spiritual communities, there's a lot more like good people in them now, like especially after all the energy shift with the the C virus, and just the world has kind of changed in a different direction. Yes, you have to look out everywhere. That's a reality. There's always going to be bad people in every location, in every kind of interest, spiritual interest, or any kind of group, or massive type of group. You know what I mean? But it's like like I hear you have enough, wiseness from what you've seen that you can kind of tell when you smell this kind of energy. Like you can tell, I hear, with your spiritual intuitive gifts, especially that you're delving further into these spiritual gifts. So I see, be mildly cautious, but not paranoid. I hear, like, that's appropriate. This color, to be cautious. That's absolutely reasonable, but don't be to the point of paranoia. I hear, just find that happy medium type thing. That happy meaning of, your BS detector is on, but it's not. It's not like an alarm bell either. It's just that happy balance. That happy balance of, intuitive. But I hear your intuition will be a way for you to gain trust in yourself, get away from these oppressive people, this oppressive energies that you've had in the form of people, perhaps your childhood energy, oppressive people that didn't really get you, and now getting to an energy of people who do get you, type thing. So that's, okay, maybe I get one more card. Okay, got, okay, this one with this one. Okay, let's see. What cards do we have? Alright, so I got do what you love. So, and I get that's sort of connected with the sort of the new spiritual avenue you're going to. Do what you love. So that could be different forms. It could be, it could be hobbies. It could be spiritual hobbies. It could be, I keep on getting, even doing what you love could be a segue into different groups and what have you, right? Doing what you love, whether it be spiritual or otherwise, but it's a avenue into that bright, new, shiny, free energy. I hear, and then I heard engage higher reason, and I hear from that is sometimes that will help, and that's again that's connected to your intuition. I hear that it's that when you engage higher reason by going into your intuition and fully find, I see this image of you going into yourself and finding that spot. And I hear some people are already there, some people are almost there, some people are, you know, like they're getting there, But I hear once you get to that intuitive knowing, that unshakable intuitive knowing within yourself, and I hear it's kind of engage higher reason, but it's like almost like you won't need reason. You won't need a reason, and you'll just know. So it's not even, it's kind of beyond engaging higher reason. It's just knowing, and when you get that self trust in yourself, your intuition, you'll just know that you won't have to attract any of these oppressive, uncomfortable yet comfortable energies that you're shedding from your past. You'll just know. So I see you just transforming your energy into the sun and this intuitive knowing easily, and just coming from a place of ease. And then when you do that, it's kind of like the paranoia, which is very understandable. Believe me, I've felt that as well after some very, very negative experiences I've had. That paranoia will dissipate, I hear. But it may be, I hear for some who get this pile, it may be a bit of a difficulty to get because this is so often what people feel. They feel paranoid. I felt this as well, because the person has seemed fine, and then they weren't fine. They were a narcissist, and they weren't a very nice person. But I hear with your intuition, and I hear intuition and feelings are very linked, right? That's very much the case. So when you plow through your feelings, I hear for some it may involve sort of plowing through some feelings within yourself. But when you do that, I hear the goal is to be like her. The goal is to be like the high priestess who knows. She doesn't question it. She just knows. But I hear that for some, it's like, because the feelings and intuition are linked, that when you go through all those negative feelings, you'll be able to, because sometimes what happens is when we've had negative feelings, we start questioning, oh, am my intuition clearly about this person, or is it not? But I hear that once you clean all those emotions, it's like you can be her, and you'll know when you're her, because you will feel exactly like this picture, this high priestess, and you will just know. And I hear for some, it's going to be a journey but it'll be sooner than you think that you get to this person. I hear you can get, especially with the energies that are coming in like this into the planet. Like I hear you will get to be her. I see some who pick the pile already are her and have been, and I hear some have been her for a while. Some are just becoming her, the high priestess, and some it's going to take a little bit. But even for the people who aren't quite her, they don't quite have that intuitive, confidence yet. The people who pick this pile who don't quite have that intuitive confidence yet, I see you can get there. I hear you can get there, and it will be much more easier with the energies that are coming in to become her, to release the energies which are like, once we release those energies, you'll be able to see clearly and have clear seeing, clear sight, and be that energy of absolute inner knowing. So that's what we've got for pile number 2, and I believe that's all I have. So I'm going to now move on to pile 3. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day. All right. Hello, pile number 3s. In regards to how you can stop attracting narcissists into your life, what energetic patterns perhaps that you need to release. In regards to attracting narcissists, let's see what we get for pile red. Pile number 3, the red pile. Okay, we've got 6. Interesting. 6 of wands in the reverse. Knight of swords. The transition, and 2 of cups and chariot. Interesting. We've got some interesting cards here. And the first thing I got for you is you're tired of people not wanting the best for you. And that's what I get, is that there was a lot of narcissists who are very, that you've encountered. There are very, in some cases, not everyone who picked the pile, but there's this pile. But it's like there's a lot of narcissists who they didn't want you to succeed. They didn't want you to be happy. They wanted to control you, and they wanted to attack you. So the Knight of Swords, I'm getting a very much an energy that you felt in the past of narcissists attacking you on various levels, attacking your success, not wanting you to be successful, attacking you just in so many different ways with the Knight of Swords. But then I hear with that you're transitioning. Interesting, because the transition and the chariot, so this is the death card, or transition, like the death, it's the same thing, right? It's the death. The death is actually a good card, because it means something new. A new pattern is being uprooted, and it's called transition in this particular deck. I combine 2 decks when I'm doing readings, so it adds more of a depth to my readings. But you're transitioning away from that, of like very attacking narcissists. I hear like mean narcissists, attacking narcissists, cruel narcissists, narcissists who have like made you really question the nature of like goodness in people, right? And we've got the red flashlight, so it's almost that hostile energy I see with that Knight of Knight of Swords. So I get that very much with the red flashlight. Interesting. But I see this piece because you're transitioning out of that into the 2 of Cups and the Chariot. So I hear you will be transitioning. Instead of attracting these types of people, you will be transitioning to the 2 of Cups, which is harmonious. I hear more harmonious, moving forward with more harmonious relationships with, I hear all genders and all types of relationships. You will be moving forward. But let me hear if I can get some more. I'm going to get some more cards in regards to how this can transpire. How you can, this wonderful change can transpire if you no longer attracting these types into your life. What isn't, and then I'll go. Waiting. Interesting. So I feel that this change has been something you've been waiting for, but you've realized that here also you may have waited for very bad people, like in terms of this is what I see the Knight of Swords, this attacking kind of cruel narcissists. I see this image of them like getting you into a corner and not letting you out. And you've like, just been the sense of waiting, like you just feel so trapped by people, and you're very afraid of being trapped by one of these kind of people. I keep on hearing the word trapped. But so it's like I'm gonna ask a question: why have you attracted? And I'm hearing very clearly this is the past now, because we've got the transition very clearly. We've got the Two of Cups. But I'm gonna ask, why have you attracted these types into your like in your past? These very unsavory types, the Lovers, and it's interesting because that's almost the same as the Two of Cups. So I see it was just out of, and I hear just the goodness of your heart, sort of just wanting to believe the best in people. That's what I see with this card. It's just like wanting to believe that all people were good. Like that's kind of, and it sounds kind of simple, but that's what I get of this particular pile is like you just had this almost idyllic. So what I see is the storyline happening is like you kind of went into life sort of wanting to have this idealistic version of people, these idealists, but then that was completely dashed when you've had two or three narcissists, and I see two like or some like when the narcissist came towards you, and I see that they like you had a very wonderful spiritual light and believing the best in people, and they attacked you for it. There's a sense of, and you're thinking to yourself, oh well, why should I? What on earth has attracted these people to me, right? Like I'm nice to people. I don't. It's kind of like I see this image of a question mark, and I see it's just what they're saying is just sometimes like bad people are attracted to good people, and that's just, and I hear that that's you've had a pretty bad road of attracting these kind of people, and it's made you feel like oh like and here sometimes they very much trapped you in a bad situation, like they angrily kind of trapped you in a situation in some cases. And yeah, sort of like I hear in this, it's almost like a question mark, like why me? And I hear because of your like a sense of spiritual light, and it's like I see almost as all this attacking energy coming towards you, and it's like in some cases they wanted to steal a piece of light for themselves, and something like that. It's like there's this all this with the characters you've been attracting, and I hear again, I'm say in the past very clearly that this is you're moving, you're transitioning. You see the transition in the middle of the reading. You're moving out of this, but it's because it's like you kind of want to know, like why did this happen? Why have you attracted them in the past? And it's because of your light, and they just it's almost like you're in attacked, and I'm hearing almost on a spiritual level. That's what I'm hearing. Like it's almost demonic. I heard it's sort of like you had this light. There's almost you may be an earth angel. There's different people, different kind of souls, and I hear that you may be an earth angel and had such angelic energy that these characters just had to attack it. And if it like it's like they didn't even, not to excuse it, but it's like these I see the people they've attracted are very verbally violent, but also just extremely unconscious, like just unconscious, and you're just like, why on earth do I have these people? So I hear it's almost like you're because of your light, you are spiritually attacked. It's like that's what I'm getting in this pile, very very much a sense of spiritual attack, and I'm hearing you may want some more cards to kind of help you understand why was I a bit more to understand why you were so spiritually attacked, and I hear there's just like four of swords, and I hear that people just you've gotten on the gate, like people you just attracted this energy of people just wanting to get at you, like that's they want to corner you. There's just this energy of people want to get at you, they want to corner you, and it's made you think, oh, I've really got to have boundaries, right? And it's completely understandable, and you do need to have boundaries, but how can you I'm hearing words, how can you know that this pattern is over and it's not going to happen anymore? You're no longer going to attract narcissists. I hear when your energy transforms to another form, and what I hear is that this was unfortunately it was like we all have learning and trials in life, and this is what something this is what happens to a lot of people, to like angelic earth angel people. It's sort of a tribulation that a lot of earth angel people have to just go through in order to, I heard, taste earth life in its worst form. That's what I heard. Like, so it was sort of like, and I heard that now that you have this understanding, your soul has this understanding, you no longer have to repeat this. I keep on hearing this pile is very soul and spiritually oriented, and it's like once you pass through this tunnel, and I see this transition, I see this tunnel. This is something you're going to, because your spiritual energy went through this, and it almost changed to a different form, and you almost feel that your energy, your spiritual energy, changes to a different form. And once you feel like it's changed to a different form, it will help you transition to move forward into this, more loving energy. And I hear I should get a card from the Gypsy, or 8 from the bottom right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6. And I got the card friend. Interesting. So in some cases it could have been people, like friends, that attacked you. Although I see one image of a romantic partner really getting it, like just really attacking and getting into the corner, some of you. But the friend is like, and I hear, okay, here with that, you need to be a friend to yourself. I hear different things. I heard 5 different things. I hear you will find much better friends than you've had in the past. And I hear you're too good for some of the friends you've had in your life. You're too good that have I hear some of them may have wanted to take you off your path, like they've tried to do that in some way. I hear that may not really resonate for some of you, but I hear that here to place this card here, and part of your new future is to find friends. But I keep on hearing you say, "Why me?" and "How do I know that this is over?" Why me, and how do I know that this is over? So I'm gonna get another. See if I can get a. And I got constantly maintain alertness in sitting, eating, and sleeping. And I hear that from this, I hear you are now, I hear number 1, you've gone through all the trials you need to go through. Your spiritual energy has changed. You recognize that there are bad people in the world, but I hear you also need to recognize that there are good people in the world. And I also hear, don't worry, you're satisfactorily alert now, because there's a sense now, because you feel like you let these people in, these narcissists in, because you weren't necessarily alert. And I hear that although this is, in a sense, it's true, but it's not really true, because this is what happens to so many people. I hear, how can you expect that someone would be evil when you are not evil? I hear this is so many times this happens over and over, because people are not this certain way. They have a high spiritual energy, so they think, well, how could anybody be this way? But I hear now you are satisfied. Do not worry, you are satisfactorily alert and to this, and it's like a dark night of the soul to read that, for your spiritual soul to know, okay, all people are not good, and you are alert to it now. I hear you can recognize that there are bad people without believing that all people are bad. You can recognize that there are bad people without believing that they are all bad. I hear. And let's see. And I keep on hearing the words, "How will I know? How will I know that I'm no longer attracting?" And I heard, "Make better choices." So I hear that it's kind of a combination, not that you haven't been making good choices, but it's a combination of alertness and knowing that I keep on hearing this image of people dragging, either cornering you or sort of, I keep on seeing these almost demonic forces like dragging you into a direction that you don't belong. So I hear make better choices in terms of knowing that you're going to choose not to allow these kind of people to have this negative effect on your life anymore. I keep on seeing this image of like when they say like, oh, like, they say, oh, don't let your friends, don't, like, if you have kids, don't let their friends drag them into drugs. I almost see this image of you around like peer pressure type people, peer pressure people who like dragged you, and they, like, I just see a lot of demonic energy either trapping you and or dragging you down the wrong path. Like, you see this friend looks all sweet and innocent, and the question is are they really? And I'm hearing in some cases no, the friends that you had in your life were not. They were not bearing wonderful gifts like this character here. They were not. They were bearing poison. They looked like this, but they were not like this. So I'm hearing make better choices in terms of knowing that you won't allow friends to just drag you into this direction or corner you or just infringe. And I see almost you being bent out of shape by these people. Like they bent you out of shape, and it was like, why on earth did that happen? You hear why on earth, and I hear and I see be patient with yourself, because you're you are going to be in this new direction soon. You will be in this new direction soon. And I hear that you can stop asking yourself why and questioning yourself now and thinking it's your fault, because there's bad people. It wasn't your fault you attracted them. They were attracted to your light. You've gone through a transformation. You have a new energy. You know that these people in the world exist, and you need to know that not all people are like this. I hear and I hear there might be 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I hear the foolproof way, because it's almost like you want a foolproof way to think, okay, I'm never going to attract these people into my life again. It's like you just really, and it's understandable that you feel that way. But I hear that with the sun, it's like, no, I hear different things in this. I hear know that the light of, there may be a very strong sense of abandonment. I hear know that the light has not abandoned you, despite these horrible people that are just of bad intentions. Know that they never took the light within you, and know that because of the experience, your light is brighter than ever. But not only is your light brighter than ever, because of these experiences,